every week we come to your way and we bring you numerous amazing content, and we know that you've always joined us back to back because we see your comments, we see your likes and your shares. Thank you for always joining us. My name is Okwayemi Oyobade, and today's show is special, and I'm excited about it because I am having special guests. I'm sure some of us must have seen, maybe a lot of us, let me say, must have seen the flyers out there. We have teenagers in the building. So I won't be introducing them. They will introduce themselves. So over to you guys. Let me start from the female.
Hi guys, my name is Lillian Daniel. Nice to meet you guys.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm John Oluwakorido Deke. I'm a student here in Turkey, so that's just the little thing you can do for me for now.
Okay. Do you see why I think this show is going to be interesting already? Because we have teenagers, lively set, or let me say lively section of life. It's lively, right? To be a teenager.
Yes, it is.
So how do you guys feel about being on the show today? Let me start from there.
Yeah, it's very nice to be here because it's actually my first time being here, so it's worth being here actually.
It's my first time too, and I'm a little bit nervous, but we'll go through it.
Why are you nervous?
It's first time being on live TV.
I understand. I think everyone's first time comes along with a package of nervousness. Yeah. But then don't worry, it's going to ease off like pretty much soon. So how was the week going? How was the month going so far with you?
Everything is going smoothly. Got a new job. Everything is going fine. So thank God for it.
What about you, John?
Yeah, it has been the same thing, like school, work, everything, church. So everything is working on simultaneously. So.
You've heard from our guests, everyone. They are teenagers, but they are involved in one or two things, school, work, and they're still trying to manage things together, even serving God inclusive. Our viewers out there, I would like that you also join us today as always. We would love to hear from you. Do you have any questions? Some of us have used our teenage years like many years ago, and you just want to really ask maybe to compare what it is being a teenager right now to what it is before. You can ask any question from this beautiful and handsome guest of mine. So we'll keep the ball rolling right now. And don't forget that if you've not shared, like, or comment yet, please don't forget to do so. We would love to hear from you. And that's others whom you know watches as well. So let's go into the program today.
Yes.
Yeah, so you know, it's very difficult actually. I'm not say very difficult. It's somehow when we say that teenagers have things that they go through. Everybody believes that teenagers are doing fine, they're perfect, everything is perfect, like perfection is pasted everywhere in their life. But when I saw this topic, like things that teenagers are scared to talk about, then I went to do my research, like teenagers are scared. I've been a teenager, but I didn't really remember a lot of things that happened then. Like I think adulthood has taken a lot of memories away. So I got through some researches and I saw some things that teenagers like you actually wrote, and I would like us to discuss it together. Let me start with something that says, I feel overwhelmed by the pressure to be perfect. Let me read more. This is one of the troubles that teenagers go through. What are the things that teens feel pressured about, or things that people want them to be perfect about? John?
Okay, let me start with the first thing I feel is the ability to like always keep having good grades in school. Like it's one of the most difficult things teenagers actually, because not all teenagers have the interest of always studying. So it can be very terrific at times, and until when you grow out of that teenage, you find the reason to always value reading actually. So as a teenager, you don't really have interest in reading all the time, so you are expected to know it. That pressure actually keeps you fit to always keep reading your books. So as a teenager, like it's not easy to like. It is actually easy though, but the pressure, like it's not just about it. It's not like interesting. We don't find it interesting as teenagers to read actually. So
are you sure you want to generalize that we?
Yeah, like averagely,
like
no, honestly, like frankly speaking, like average teenagers don't really have the interest of reading. They prefer doing social things at their young age. Like it's actually something that I know. I have friends. I have actually expressed it personally too. So it's actually what I feel about that. So it's like a
Do you
pressure.
feel same?
Sometimes, sometimes I feel like taking notes, and I feel like I prefer reading storybooks and watching, studying online and stuff. But sometimes reading is quite difficult. Yeah, I read storybooks. I don't know why it's like that. You don't prefer reading storybooks and novels than reading your own notebooks. It's just surprising.
Okay, let's create a scenario. Just imagine you say this to maybe your mom or dad, like, I prefer reading storybooks. What do you think would be?
Yeah, that's because
Their
it's
expression
more
would be-
interesting. It is
Yeah, it's
what
more
they want to
interesting.
know that they are reading, not biology, not chemistry, not all those. Like it may not sound that interesting to like want to know, but as you grow gradually, like as you like pass that stage of being a teenager, you see the reason they need
Why?
to always
Yeah.
read or something like that.
Speaking of subjects, what's your favorite subject in school? Like,
Actually, I was an art student, so my
Me
best subject was like politics, like government. Let me just say government, literature. Like those two subjects were like my best subjects actually. So I was not really into the science like
Me
life
too.
because in my like when I was in my junior secondary school, like I hated anything science related. So
John?
it was not really interesting.
why would you even use the word hate? We have
Yes.
science people out there, you know.
Yeah, it's all about interest actually.
Yeah,
Like
true.
I don't
I
have
totally get
interest
it.
in it
Me
actually.
too.
I totally
I'm
get
an
it.
art student. I won't say I hate, but I'm not into science. I love taking, like, people say that art students is like, why you in art class is difficult, you take long notes and everything, but I don't know, it's just it's like we just like taking the notes. It's better than C plus this and all those other stuff in your head. My favorite subject was also literature and CROS.
Okay, I think I remember my favorite subject being biology. I'm a science student anyway, reasons why I said, why would you say you hate
I'm sorry.
science? No. So, my favorite subject then was biology because it's more relatable to me. I studied chemistry at the end of the day, but till now I still believe that biology is more relatable, like I can really relate with it more than even the chemistry I studied. So aside reading, what are other things that teenagers are pressured, like they feel pressured to do? We've talked about reading and all.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me say something.
Okay.
For me, I think like taking responsibility and being independent.
Responsibility?
Yeah, there's some, like, I don't know why it just came to my mind, like, at some areas, a teenager, who remain like too young forever.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to take responsibility for like some certain things you do, understand?
Mhm.
And we can't avoid it because it's going to hit us anyway. You just have to take it and face it, because you don't need to fear it, just face it because it's going to come one certain time.
But then, do you think you feel pressured to take those responsibilities? It's your responsibility to pass your
Yeah,
exam or
exams
anything.
and all
Yeah.
that. Yes.
And do you think you feel pressured? I remember when I did my first jam, I passed, but I couldn't make it to the university that year. Then second year, I just felt like this. Whatever happens, happens. And my mom was everywhere, like around the house. Any little breathing space, why are you not reading? I felt pressured,
Yeah,
but
you feel it,
I
so-
really get it. Like, it's my responsibility now
It is
to get
inevitable. You
yes,
have to just
just
do
read
it.
to
do
the
it,
next stage.
not for your sick pass,
But
like just to please your parents.
But you are paying for this thing, and you are ready to even pay more.
Yeah.
So it feels like I am ready to pay. So just keep reading. I understand.
Sometimes it's pressure, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Really?
just sometimes it's a load, like, but we have to just do it, and it helps us later, Sha.
Well, I hope that other teenagers out there can actually also relate to the things that our guests Lillian and John have been saying so far. It's interesting to really bring back these kind of memories, responsibilities, which I didn't see as responsibilities during my time. I felt like it was something that I needed to do, and I continued therein. And we would like to hear from you. If you're a teenager out there, we would like to hear from you. Do you have a teenager as a child or children? How is it like relating with them at this time of their life? Let's go to the next question. Say some teens have had or presently have moments where they feel like they have dreams. Everybody has this dream, even as a child. I remember seeing an Instagram post yesterday. They asked this child, "What do you want to be?" She said she wants to be a witch. taking the moment with the camera and all, and then she just drove the bomb. Poof. I'd like to be a witch. And I'm sure the parents would have been like, I'm spending money on you.
To be a witch.
Leave me one. I'm not spending this money for you to be a witch. But it's very funny.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to bring the fact that we all have dreams at one point or the other. So now let's relate this dream with what now goes on around us. So, you know, but your parents of teenagers sometimes do not believe in this dream. Now, I don't know what that little girl means by witch. She could have watched a lot of movies anyway to get to that level where she thinks being a witch is good. And a lot of these days, you know, parents, when I was a teenager, I think the occupations that you can do and your parents can be very proud of is being a doctor, being a lawyer, being an accountant. Just wear a uniform that makes it look like we didn't waste our money. But you know, these days, a lot of other things are. I was teaching some kids some time ago, and someone said he wants to be a YouTuber, like with confidence. And later on, we were discussing about what's this earthquake, and I was like, young generations are rising up, and they would even discover more things that can help the world generally to avoid these things. And these people just look at me like, none of my business anyway. I'm a YouTuber. So now I don't know what kind of what things that young man is facing in his house. Maybe or maybe not. He has told his family that he wants to be a YouTuber. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of bass goes already in the house that you are still little. You can never be a YouTuber. But then, what do you think about this? Teenagers, you know, having a particular kind of dream, and the parents having a lot different dream for them. Or maybe when you speak that dream out, or you're even scared because you know that, especially when you have siblings who have other occupations and then yours is just like this. So what do you guys think?
For me, I actually love singing, and I told my dad also is a very good singer. I told my dad that I want to be a musician. My dad was like, music is hard. I don't know, he drew something on the floor like I should name this thing. Like, do I know what this is? I said no. He said, then why are you going into music? Like, you can do all that stuff. Like, music is difficult. I said, what is difficult? I don't know what was difficult in music that my dad said it was. But I said, okay, anyway, no problem. Somebody else told my mom that if your daughter become an artist or a celebrity, she will forget you totally. Like, she won't have a memory about you. I said, okay. So those are like, my mom had to change, like, why do you want to do this stuff? Why don't you become an accountant? Why don't you be a businesswoman and stuff? Actually, I changed my dreams because of that. My auntie, they say if you enter plane, the plane will crash. Because of that period in Nigeria, plane was crashing anyhow. So they were scared that, no, this your dream is not going to work. Like, no, girl, sit down and change your dream. So maybe I changed it sharp, but let's just see how it goes.
That's so personal, and I think that some other youth out there are facing the same. But for the first time, someone said music is difficult. I think music, where I grew up, music looks like it's too easy. Anybody can sing anyway. Yeah. You can just have a guitar or have a friend that plays the keyboard, just have a studio and people mixes a lot of things online these days. But then it's good to hear other people's opinion. What do you think, John?
Yeah, like for me, talking from the parents' perspective, I would not say it's not good to dream dreams. But I feel parents are more experienced, like they know more. Like there's a popular adage that says, anyway, like an adult is sitting and the child is climbing that tree to see what is there. The child did not sit. And jokingly, someone in this modern, they just said, okay, that place where the adult is sitting, the child is already behind, checking Google to what to do. You know, so for me, I feel parents are more experienced in the sense that like they've experienced life. They know more than you, so you should always give them that benefit of doubt. Although it's not good to open up to parents that, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want. Like, they will put you through like your dreams if it is something worth doing. If it's not worth doing, then they would advise you, and you would actually understand that, okay, yes, my parents actually knows better. Like, you know, this is not the right way to go. But if it is something very, there is no parent that wants something bad for the child and all that. So they are like, your number one supporter in life is your parents. So regardless if you are doing good or bad, your parents would always be there for you. To me, like from where I grew up, I don't know.
So from your own experience, you can say that you can easily just approach your parents and say, I want to be an artist. I just want to draw. And they'll say, yeah, I draw it.
No. I do, yes, it all depends on like how they also see it. Like if they see, okay, yes, there is like there are like equipment, or there is something that yes that can encourage that particular child, like the materials or the environment where the child finds himself. Like if the parent sees that, okay, yes, this guy or this child can actually do well, regardless, like they are willing to support that child to actually do well in that area. So if it's something that makes sense, they will. But if it is not making sense, they will advise you.
A lot of things make sense that
everything.
That it looks like there's a big gap between the two generations, and
yes,
it's something that makes sense to
Just
this side, and it's like trash to this side.
Yes,
and
but
vice versa.
like at least give parents the benefit of doubt.
So people are even scared to just say anything at all. Why do you think people are scared to even say anything at all?
Yeah, that's what we have different kinds of parents. We have the strict ones and the understanding ones.
I can talk to my dad more than my mom. You know, it's only my dad that actually told I want to do this singing stuff. So, but on the other hand, my mom is strict, harsh, like. But anyway, that's it.
So let's stop quickly. I was supposed to go into something else, but I think we should just finish this line before we go into that something else. And it's about peer pressure. Peer pressure. As a lady, what are the kinds of peer pressure you think teenagers like you experience? The pressure to be this, pressure to be that.
I don't know, but for me, I've not actually experienced peer pressure. But I won't say like it's not that I don't know how to put this statement, because the kind of like my mom, the kind of person she is, if you just say, okay, I like this shoe, my friend, that this is kind of shoe that is raining and I want to get it, she have noticed that my dear, I don't have the money to get this shoe. She'll be like, if you want to get that thing now, because of this guy is wearing it and you want to wear, what if you don't have the money to get that thing, that will you go and steal? So in that state, like I've not actually experienced that peer pressure, but it's not that I don't know how to put it. I've always been in the shoes to experience, but my mom on the other hand will like take me out of it, like warn me that this thing you're doing is not proper, because maybe tomorrow you just said, I like these clothes, I want to get it because my friend has it, everybody's wearing this clothes, and you don't have the money, now you want to do something to get that clothes. So she will have to like caution you, when you have the money, when you have the time, get it. You mustn't wear it when that guy is wearing it. When you wear it on your own time, that's when it's even going to be better and nicer than when everybody is wearing it, you understand?
So let's go down like generally, like your friends, do you think do you guys maybe talk about kind of pressure they feel from friends? Because I think from my understanding, there is a pressure to meet up with other ladies. Like I'm talking from a female perspective now. There is, especially when you're in school, especially secondary school even, someone just comes one day and she has this new set of, you know, before we used to, it all grows out when you are out of junior secondary school. Junior secondary, you can carry a bag that is full over your neck, your back, and it's nothing. But once you are in the senior secondary, something just jumps on you. You're exposed kind of, and your bag becomes smaller. I remember one of the pressure I had then was buying that bag that is like, the rope is longer than the bag itself. You know those bags that they have longer rope, then the bag is just this small.
This flat.
It's actually having no books in it.
Only a jota.
Only a jota and pen. I felt pressure to actually have that bag because it looks so cute and everybody's so carrying it. Actually. Portable. But then my mom would tell me, where will the books go to? Where was I supposed to put the books? If you buy this kind of thing. So I remember then, just one of the examples of things that maybe ladies go through, you know, sometimes you might want to, others have boyfriends, and it looks like you don't have it. Why don't you have? It looks like you're just there. Yeah, so let's hear from a guy then.
Yeah, from the male's perspective actually, like I've not really experienced peer pressure like directly, but indirectly, you know, we're all exposed to social media and all that now. So it's very easy to see everything now. So like I had friends who actually, like then in secondary school, I had friends who actually like go clubbing, drink alcohol, smoke, like womanizing and all that. Like,
Even in high school or what?
yes.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. Like that's where they even know better about all these things. Like they are too curious to actually know so many things. So like internet has made us to like know things easier now and all that. So for me, how I was able to like overcome all those things was just self-discipline.
Yeah,
Like
self-discipline from us.
being firm to my decisions. Like, okay, no, I'm not going. No, I'm not interested. This and that, and I try to, in one way or the other, just avoid it. So if I try it in a twinkling of an eye, I'm already doing it. I'm already into it fully. So the best thing is just to avoid doing it. Just stay far away from it. So that's how I was able to like overcome, and that's all.
Okay, so we have some comments, and I'm going to start reading from Emmanuel Adakapa. It says, at 10, it isn't bad having a dream. Big dream, in fact. However, teens should be properly guided into choosing good career path. I think you mentioned that. And rather than being coerced into doing something absolutely that you're not interested in. You know, it's a thing to say, I want to study music, and somebody says, no, you have to study law. I've heard of situations where they say some people study for like 6 years, and all they just want to do is give the parents the certificate, and that's it. And so the thing says to John, okay. Now there's a question to John. What do you say to a child who wants to be a medical doctor because the parents are lawyers? They demand for their child to become lawyers when he or she wants to be a doctor. Are the parents right? That's going to you, John.
Well, the parents are not. Wait, you said the parents are imposing the child to what?
Yeah,
Study
to be a
what?
lawyer.
To be a lawyer.
To be a lawyer. And what does the child wants to be?
A doctor.
A doctor. Yeah, to me, that's why I said it's in two ways. I did not say the parents are always right, but parents should be supportive. Lawyer, like the child wants to be a lawyer, yes. Are the resources there for the child to be a lawyer? If not, why should I train my child to be a lawyer? The interest can be there though, but what if, as a medical doctor, I don't really know how to like grow my child to be a lawyer? Like I don't really have like maybe people, like for example in Nigeria, like it's not easy to study law, but as a medical practitioner, as maybe the parents and all that, like maybe they have people in that line that can help to assist the child to probably study medicine, but the child chooses to study law. But because of it is not really easy to study that course, and parents are like influential, like the parents are like influential to study medicine, but because of that, I feel they are a little bit right to still persuade the child to study medicine and not law, because they don't really have maybe someone who can put that child through in terms of law. It's a passion though, but based, like it can be like the parent's selfish interest. It is the parent's selfish interest actually.
Let's hear from Lillian.
Okay.
They are not actually right for stopping. Does the child want to study law or being a doctor?
She wants to be a doctor. He or she wants to be a doctor.
It's not, if as there's some, my mom always say, like, get ready for like if we were getting to the stage of being like college student, university student, anything that child, you have to prepare for the future, because you know things are expensive over there, so you have to get ready. You don't have to tell the child to. Sometimes like it causes like mental breakdown for that kid. You understand? It's not easy to be there. So for me, I'll just, even though they want the child to study law and the child wants to study doctor, even though they are right at some stage, they should allow the guy or the girl to go and study that doctor. Maybe when they say, this you cannot, oh yeah, come, will you now? Will you choose law now? Like, you understand?
So from two of our guests now, we've been able to see that, okay, if the parent knows what they're doing from John's side, and from Lillian says, no, you shouldn't. It's a no for Lillian. Now, I thought we're going to digress quickly into something, and that is the issue of being in a relationship as a teenager. The issue of the boyfriend, girlfriend thing as a teenager. So, many teenagers want to be in a relationship, but there's no way they're telling their parents about it. So, have you had this experience, or you have someone who has, and you know, I remember seeing a post on Instagram sometimes, someone said, it sent I love you to the boyfriend. I said, this is my, don't reply, this is my mommy's phone. You know, that's kind of, that's time. No, people don't have their own personal phone. You have to use your parents' phone. So, How do you feel? Have you had any embarrassing boyfriend-girlfriend moments with your parents? Or do you know anyone that have had such? And what was the experience like?
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Actually, I have. I never told my mom.
Okay.
But I had an embarrassing moment and a funny moment and also embarrassing moment.
Let's hear it.
My mom doesn't want me to like have been in a relationship. She went, I don't know. She has people that like watch us from outside, that give her information, any move we take. So I don't know how she found out. I don't know how she found the person's place. She went to the guy's house and warned the guy's father. It wasn't a joke. The person, she was not home. She warned the guy's father, like it was a serious matter. Like, leave my daughter. So on that period, I was coming back from school, like WAEC lessons. I'm almost at home. Actually came to pick me from school and stuff. We're walking down to the house. My mom was going somewhere. I saw the car. I said, this car looks like our car. I said, okay, let me just move forward. I said, I got to the front. I saw my mom looking at me from the side mirror like this, waiting for me to get there. So me and you go meet to my house. I know that day I was dead. So that's the embarrassing moment. Like, my friends were with me. Just imagine that thing. My classmates, and we were walking home together. She just parked the car, like waiting for me to get there. She see the warning, like she almost slapped me in front of everybody outside. My mom can slap you anywhere, she doesn't care.
I experienced it.
So that's the experience I went through. She's like, how much do you want? How much is that guy giving you? Come, I'll give you that money. So like, that's my own lesson. That was one shot.
So did you like play fair? Do you think this is common to teenage ladies when it comes? So common to you, John.
Okay.
Do you think it's common to ladies to have this kind of experience where the parents are just like this over and like you can't have?
Yeah. For me, I have some friends that their parents are so open. I was actually jealous, you know. I went to my girlfriend's house. Her mom like welcomes anybody, any guy friend. Like if she had a date, she would tell her mom. Her mom will advise her and stuff. No big deal. But my mom is not like that. My mom was my classmate. The girls, they cannot come to my house. If you want to drink water, I'll bring it to the gate for you. That's how strict my mom was, you know. But we're actually smart with her too. So we played games together.
So there's smartness in this too.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was not able to get that smart. You said your mom almost slapped you. I think I've received slap, like physically. I received slap in front of everyone. And the guy in question is our pastor's son. And we're even having a church program. My mom barged into the church and went straight. At that time, she didn't even seem that this person is our pastor. 1 year or something. Never. The cry was like, oh. Anything that happens, don't come near our house, so please. The slap I received in front of everybody is just enough. I remember those embarrassment. I had like 2 or 3.
Just twice.
I had like 2, I think. I can remember. The only once was I slapped for it, and I think that was like an impulse kind of thing, you know. She just edged, and the next thing was
she would just react.
And why were men receiving the slap anyway? And then before she actually knew what, I don't even knew what is going on. She has walked to the church. Never let me see this. I said, okay, today is today. So I think you can see what ladies, what teenagers go through as a lady. So what about you, Jen?
Well, for me as a guy, actually, like growing up or like in my secondary days, like I attended a boys only secondary school actually. So I did not really have that experience with girls earlier, but as I graduated actually, so I like due to my friends like influence or something, like I started having that courage to at least approach or sort of text or something. So sometimes like private, like I just be on a call and all that, this or that, or like if I see my mom coming in or like that coming, like even I'll just hang up or something like that. So you just what were you doing? I was saying, who are you talking to? Just my new friend, my new friend from school actually. That was talking like. So I was not really confident enough to like open up and say, okay, yes, I have a female friend. Because why did they expect you to get female? Like you went to a boys only secondary
How
school.
would you have female friends?
You
I
understand?
remember three guys came to my, three of my friends, Simon, you know Simon?
Yeah.
Simon inclusive. We were very young then. They came to my house. My mom knows them as normal, like our children together. But you know all these neighbors that are like FBIs,
Like,
they've given themselves the position of FBI. One already told my mom from the road
really.
that there are 3 boys
I have that
in
experience.
my house. And my mom was just, the way she was coming, like,
I had that one.
I heard that they were then I mentioned the names, so I was like, you know, there's a way she just push it away like those ones. So it was so funny, like, how, the way she barged in and the way she discarded this thing was so funny. Like, I thought she was even like, no, but then this one's for you.
We are coming back. You know, when school, like, school is over, bunch of kids come back. If you're going to the same direction, like the way we go home after church, we are going to the same direction. So we were actually coming back. We are boys and girls though. But my mom did not see the girl. The only thing she saw was the guys coming. She was standing at the gate waiting for me, like, to come. Who are those guys? Mommy, obviously they're my classmates. Like, what are you? Why are you people working together? Why are you people coming back the same way? I said, Mommy, they're living this way and I'm living this way. We have to come together. She said, I don't want to see you with him. Like, it was, she had to shout over like this next street, don't follow my daughter back home again. It was so serious. I had to check the time. My mom is coming back by this time. The Zippo should go this way. I don't want trouble. Because they are, she kept like you said, they're everywhere watching. They will not mind their business. So
but we understand where they're coming from anyway.
Yeah,
but I guess that I was thinking actually that these days things would have changed. But hearing from you that things haven't really changed.
It hasn't.
Maybe it has to do with parents. Now let's take some comments from Facebook. I mean, YouTube. I don't know how I'll pronounce this name. It says Damien and the next thing is like Dixon. Oh, Dixon. So it says, well, I feel for African families, parents will, I feel for the African parents will either force you to follow their path that they have set aside for you. Anything aside their expectation is a no-no. That's talking about dreams and all. And then it's Benjamin Mimo says, Mr. John, thanks for the proverb. What proverb was that? So, and the meditation again says, please ask our guests, are they dating now? Oh, our guest, my guest of honors. With delight and pleasure, I ask you honorably, are thou dating?
It's a personal question, so I'll answer
my
it privately.
guest
So
the media crew are really
like they want to
know.
Seriously.
One of us has been there with this right now. But unfortunately, our guest says it's a personal question.
Yeah.
Is it same for you also? Is it a personal question?
Yeah,
oh no, it's a personal question. And Pius Emmanuel 48 says, if you counsel a teen not to go into a relationship, they can abuse you. Okay, they live so much in see and taste. That's see and taste them. To them, it's a normal thing. Very quickly, I want us to go into that game I think I prepared for us.
Okay.
Lillian, please, can you open and share? Don't let the questions follow, Lillian. They're just normal things that they're not trivial anyway, so don't be scared. So we just who wants to go first? We just pick one, we read the question out, and we answer. So ladies first, Abby.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do you have, Lillian?
Tell us about your favorite movie. Okay, I have a lot of favorite movies. Just action.
K-dramas. Let's start from there. She likes K-dramas.
I love K-dramas and some action movies, you know.
You watch action movies, Lillian?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
We finished.
So my favorite K-drama, like, I'm recommending for you guys, people that love my fellow K-dramas lovers. So go and watch. It's an old movie though, but you will enjoy it. Legend of the Blue Sea and My Love from Another Star. For action movie, The Hintsman Bodyguard and Shafts. Those are my favorite movies.
Thank you so much.
Check it out.
So you can recommend movies for
Hit me up.
Okay, John, let's go.
okay, my question says, what do you feel when you feel bored? I actually listen to music actually, or go on IG, or social media actually keeps me from being bored actually.
So, John frees himself from being bored by going on social media. Okay, good content. Let's go again. We keep going like 5-5 each.
Okay. Sing one line verse from your favorite song.
Sing one verse from your favorite song. We need to hear this loud and clear, Lillian.
Should I keep this question and think which of this?
No thinking. It has to be like we're taking it fast.
I don't actually. I don't actually have a favorite song.
Just sing one from one of your favorites.
I have to think about this. Please go ahead.
Okay, she's thinking, John. Let's go ahead.
Please go ahead.
What would you really like to do but don't because you are concerned about others' opinion?
The question says, what would you really like to do but you don't because you consider other people's opinion? So, John, what is it?
Honestly, I don't really know, honestly. Well,
John is really free, I think. Very free. He doesn't have anything.
Honestly, I don't know.
That's amazing. I envy you right now.
I don't really know, actually.
So, are you ready now, Lillian? Okay. John, pick another one. Then we'll even if it's say goodbye with that song, you're going to sing that song for us.
How important are looks versus personalities to you?
Looks versus personality.
Actually, personality is very important, you know.
Why?
Because you can be beautiful or handsome, I don't have like
brain.
You embarrass yourself outside. So personality goes, but we also go for the looks too. But you can have the both. That one is perfect.
So the look. Let's talk about looks, especially in the other gender, like you said, the men. How should the looks look like?
About that, I don't know. I don't have a specific say beers or no beer. Like just be fine.
Oh,
just be fine.
Men out, not men. Good men out there.
Yeah, good men.
Specific.
Just be fine. People like have beers, we don't have beer. I have personality.
I have personality.
Yeah.
People having an half brain there. Try.
Yeah, you try.
All right, now John, let's go. She's still going to sing our song.
Okay. If you could meet one person from history, who would it be? I'll meet Abraham Lincoln.
Why Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah, because he's someone I actually look up to. Not really look up to actually, like, because I love government and politics and all that. So I feel, okay, he's the right person to look up to in terms of government and politics because he's the pioneer of democracy, if I can recall. If my memory serves me better now, something like, yes, Abraham Lincoln actually.
Wow. So let's go for one more round and then we just take one more topic and we go.
Okay.
While Lillian is still going to sing a song for us.
Maybe we'll sing it after the break.
Okay.
If you could know one thing about the future, what would it be? One thing.
If you could know one thing about the future. My dream house.
The future is clear. Like I'm the kind of person that imagine things. Like, and I feel like what you imagine will come to. I just feel like imagining and having a dream is the same thing. There's a period of time back in Nigeria, I imagined being in abroad. I don't care which country. I was actually telling my friend like where I like telling her stories. So I imagine being abroad, and it works. So I don't believe. Okay, fine. I will keep imagining things. So I've imagined
dreaming and living, guys. I am dreaming and living.
It works. So okay, my future. I've imagined my future. Like I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I want to be a celebrity. And
I'm happy to be on the show with a celebrity future.
Like I'm not saying maybe like I don't know anyhow it's gonna happen. Like I just want to be on TV, you know, and model anything I'm just going to do on TV. Let me just be on TV.
That's interesting. Yeah. So the last question from John, quickly.
Okay. Okay. What's the first thing you notice about a guy or a girl?
In your case, it's a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the personality for me.
So you don't have to be beautiful for John.
Yeah, the beauty also is there, but
you don't have to be a
the
beauty.
personality actually makes.
You don't have to be a spare. You just personality.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, I'm
I
beauty.
like your vibe. The media crew are doing a lot of this that is distracting online. So you're trying to say that John doesn't care about the
Yeah, all that things.
the personality.
Yes, they're all part
John, for
of
some
it.
people, had to be.
So those sisters have been looking like, how maybe John would not even look at me. John is gonna look at you. Just have a good personality. Just have a good personality. So I'd like to read some comments. Okay. Oh, we have questions. I don't think we'll be able to take them anyway. But then let's read. Okay, After Dixon says, personally, parents are supposed to play the role of guiding their words, especially in the issue of relationship. My personal experience, mom and dad were so strict. I never had a friend to visit till I completed senior high that made me rather feel open with friends rather than my own parents.
Yeah.
Strict parents. And Etienne Nana says, African mothers go to the same training center. I think like that. It's the same. Okay, Etienne Nana says again that we know what you mean by it's personal. Our question. So, Emmanuel Akainu said that's the place of mentorship. For mentorship, any parent who is not capable to help a child in their career, they should get the child a mentor to help that child. Mentorship is very important. So if you think that you and the child is getting like this on top of career matters, you just get a mentor for that child. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And Molisha says, I used to run to the poultry house when I wanted to talk to my wife before we got married. Okay, when they noticed my frequency and movement, they began to suspect me. I always tell them I was gathering eggs.
Hey,
Mr. Remo was gathering eggs. How many brothers are gathering eggs presently in the poultry? See why there says, Lillian, you are good. You will still sing that song, go. Yes. Okay, and then Regan Ungo is sending a love to us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Aramolu Sheldon again says, my father used to use police guys that come after asking for my sisters, and word spread around that they don't come back. Those who manage to come are interrogated, and you know the way African parents use eyes to communicate that someone is not wanted. Yeah. So that's every other person just greeting and saying hello, answer a few questions anyway. Now I want us to go into something of religion before we go. Religion, you know. We've talked relationship, we've talked about career. Now, as a teenager, how easy is it to serve God in this time? You know, there's Google, there are Instagram stuff to like, share, and comment on. There are TikToks and followers we're looking for, like Lillian, and a so good partner, which I may not mention.
I love my partner.
Yeah, so much. I see them all the time. So, how easy is it to serve God as a teenager?
Well, for me, it's not easy, and at the same time, it is easy. It is not easy because, like, as a teenager, you have this mindset of, when I grow older, I will
run now.
Exactly.
I'll run
That mindset actually, like, draws back the minds of the teenager of being serious with God or with church activities. Instead, like, they get easily carried away by all these social medias and, like, friends. Friends actually are, like, what draws, like, my friend is not, why should I be spiritual, you understand?
And where are you going to do? I'm going to
And again, it's actually going to be easy. It all depends on the circle, the like-minded circle the child and the teenager rather finds him or herself actually.
So the circle of friends really matters.
Yes, so that, you know, like, there's a popular proverb, I'm added, not sorry, there's a saying that says iron sharpens iron. So like, when there's like unity, like, we have like-minded people, so
that's true.
You influence one another, so that's it.
That's amazing. So I think I want to really agree with what John said. I didn't have time having to do service in church because of the kind of friends I have. They were the friends that when I say I'm going to church this evening, they'll be like, hello, dude. Now only what are we now doing? Which one is going to church again? And then when I have rehearsals again, like, nah, what? They also have something they are doing anyway, so it's not like I'm the only one that is not going, every other person is not staying behind. So I think their circle of friends actually also influences. Parents can help also, you know, a lot of parents have groomed their child in the way of the Lord, and you know they now fall again into circle of friends, and if they have the good ones, it can be easy. Let's hear from you, Lillian. What
Like
do you
you
think?
said, it's easy and not easy because back home, I just have that feeling, mom and dad will pay for us. Like, they got us covered. What are we stressing ourselves for? But at the same time, you have to pray for yourself. Like, when I came here, it's not personal thing. I know they are praying for you, but you will also have to pray. I posted a picture of me singing one period, and one of my friends said, you won't join choir here because in school, when like the boarding school I went to, the association choir, I joined. In church, I'm there, so she feel like this girl, you're just all over. I say yes to my dear. I actually wanted to be hidden when I came to this church, but I don't know. I was just picked up from there. So it's easy and not easy as a teenager.
So finally, guys, I want you to let's talk about what parents should know about their teenagers. You don't know, maybe you're talking to a parent who is actually having fight with the child, right? This is what I want you to stay on this lane. And you know, the child's like, no, I'm not staying on, I want to stay on that lane. So what do you think adults generally and parents need to know about teenagers? Yeah, we know that it's a growing stage between leaving the childhood and entering into adulthood, maybe adulthood. So it might be a little difficult trying to balance life, but you know, it's not easy for adults to also understand because they are experiencing their own growing too. Yeah. But as a teenager here, you know, standing in for other teenagers who would still watch or who are watching friendly, what do you think adults and parents should know about teenagers?
For me, during my experience, I was not like close to my mom when I was back home. It was here in Turkey when I came here, like I became close to my mom. Because my mom does not communicate with me. You understand? You just need to communicate with that kid, like especially a girl child. You know, we don't know. Like you are the mom, you need to tell us the way. And even though we are stubborn sometimes, just tell us what to do sometimes. And don't need to shout, don't flog us. Calm down, talk one on one. Like my mom is not that kind of person, but at least she has changed. Thank goodness. Her senior sister was the person that always talks to me and stuff. If somebody tell my mom, Lillian is outside with 3 guys, she will believe. Like, she will believe. She doesn't know me like that. So. Then when I come home, she will not ask me, who were you with? She'll say, okay. So you don't follow guys. Those are the kind of things. Just ask questions. Ask. They will tell you, if you're smooth with them, they'll be smooth with you. You don't have to like be aggressive every time.
I like
think
that.
It's good to be street.
With your kids.
I know it's good to be street, but not in every area. Like, calm down. Just that.
Cool.
Cool down.
So when you're talking to me, I said, cool down, ma'am.
No, you cannot say that.
Cool down, ma'am. Cool. Just calm down.
Sometimes just call them in place, communicate with them, like in this relationship area too. They'll be like, I know. Just tell me if you have a boyfriend or not, and we won't have to hide it. But it's not when we tell you we have a boyfriend, you kill us. No, just smooth. Like we'll bring out everything.
Thank you so much, Lillian. What about you?
Yeah, I actually support Lillian. But like, yes, I support her, but parents too have to go extra mile, like to be best friends. I mean, best friends to their children or teenage children. Like, they should understand them. Like, it's not all teenagers. In fact, all teenagers don't like to be scolded. Yeah. They don't like it. Like, frankly speaking, nobody likes to be scolded on. But as a parent, like, try and understand. Like, it's not like teenagers are always like attentive to parents, but most of the time they don't like hearing from their parents. They like hearing from outside. You understand? So it's a duty of the parent to like understand the circle of the teenager or something. Like, okay, yes, if this person is influencing my teenage daughter or so, like, yes, I'm on a safer side. So meaning that, okay, yes, it's not every time that I must be talking. It's not every time. Because it can feel like overprotection, like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. You understand? But still, it has to have like a limit. Like, as a parent, don't over push too much. If you feel it's not working, just try to study your.
And I also feel like, as an adult, if you find yourself having a teenage in your group, be a good mentor. Understand especially when they start talking about things that my mom is this, my brother isn't understanding this, you can come from the angle of understanding as well and open their eyes to see that no, they are not meaning bad things. They're just, well, family is blood. They just are protective of you. So we're waiting now to hear the Solaroid voice of Lillian.
I thought you were having break.
We're going already. We can just sing that one line.
Okay.
You can sing gospel. This is
Well,
interesting.
Lillian, you're not free.
Okay. This one, like Judy K, she's one of my favorite artists. So let me sing that one. It goes like, Ndi mozivineli anasi hallelujah, anasi hallelujah, Jehovah meriwo, o meriwo, ndi mozivineli anasi hallelujah, anasi hallelujah, Jehovah meriwo. That's one of my
You sang the whole chorus, but you said verse now, just a line.
Come, is that the
You
line
sang
now?
the whole song.
Is the
right?
line is that what you want to sing? All right, thank you so much. It's a journey, like it's an interesting journey so far since we started until now. I'm blessed and I'm really excited to be here on the show with you
It's a
guys
pleasure.
today.
Thank you very
And I'd
much.
just like you to please introduce yourself again to our viewers out there as you sign out.
Okay. My name is Lillian Chineye Daniel. I did not say that the first time, but yeah, that's my full name. Lillian
Okay.
Chineye Daniel. Yeah.
John Oluwakorodo Adeke, signing out.
So it means that if we call you again next time, you guys will be. Now there's no fear anymore. There's no.
It's nice actually.
It's nice.
It's
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for sharing, for liking, and for commenting on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram.
Thank you.
Don't forget to continue to help us do this so that we can reach out to more people. And I have a quick information for us. It's the Student Week in RCC Junior Life Assembly this weekend. So if you're a student, we will be celebrating you so mightily this weekend. Our Father in the Lord, who is going to be blessing the students in our midst, is already around. And he will be talking to us, and there are a lot of other interesting packages that comes with this student celebration. And another interesting thing coming up this Friday is the drama night. The first of its kind, as I've always heard. Yeah, it's really the first of its kind. It's drama night, and it's amazing already. Preparations are going on back to back from the drama department, and we can't wait. I personally, I'm sure you guys are preparing to watch it.
I'm already confirmed.
Hey, confirmed. We all are confirmed to join that program. Please, whatever you're doing, even if you cannot make it physically, join us online.
Please do.
Because that drama night, they should not be telling you in your behind. But they should not be telling you how it went. It's better you experience it yourself. Thank you for joining us again today. My name remains Okpeyemi Oyobodi. It's good being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.